Welcome back, everybody. MaxWAL here, bringing you an episode of Endless Legend. So I love this game, but it's been quite a while since I've played it. It's from the same creators of Endless Space, and what's recently come out in beta, I believe, is Endless Space 2. Fantastic games as well. The main point is it's like a Civ-ish type game in the only fact that it has the 4X moniker from those types of games where you're using hexagons and you're building out from those as building buildings, building units, trying to explore, trying to conquer. So that's pretty much as far as you're going. Everything else is completely different from Civ 5 in the fact that like units, characters, even some money systems and technology as well is a little bit different. There are some mods for this game, however, I'm not going to use them. If you want me to use them in some other future series, then I will absolutely do that, and I'll try to make it work, but there was one time where they got updated and I couldn't even play a game at all anymore, so I'm kind of afraid that I might lose series that way, so I'm not going to do any mods unless you guys really want me to. But let's just jump right in and show you some of the things we're going to do with the new game. So we're going to do just starting from the top right, or top left, we're going to go 8 empires total in the system. We have normal difficulty. The reason we're going normal is because I have not played in quite a while, so I'm definitely not going to be the best person at this. I could go hard or even serious at some point when I get better at this and continue with more series, but I'm going to go with a big fat... There's probably no way I'm ever going to play Endless, because are you kidding me? I am not good at these types of games to begin with. I just like playing them. We're going to go with a fast speed because this is one of the first series of these types of series games, and it might even be the best length for them, because I don't know if I want to go slow or even endless length, because that would take forever to play out. So we're just going to go with fast for this one as like a quote-unquote test run for the series, but we're going to go 100% through, finish the game. World map, we're going to keep everything pretty much exactly the same. It just will randomize 2 to 3 continents, land percentage versus water percentage, all that mumbo jumbo. So this is just setting up the world, and that's fine. The empire summary, this is where you can select your different empires as you want. You can go with any of the main ones that they give you. So there's Wild Walkers, which are pretty much elves or forest type. Broken Lords, which are pretty much cyborgs that instead of food they use dust mostly. We have 2 human two human factions that are very religious in their pushing forth of stuff. Then we have the necromancers or the necrophages, which are just, you know, death walkers, want to eat everything that are corpses. We have super mages. We have the nomads, dragons, which are pretty much the peacekeepers of the entire everything, the entire world. We have the puppet people, pretty much. They just control all these things. And they're a really interesting playthrough because you can only control one city. Pretty interesting. Forgotten, they hate technology. They were spurned by technology, so they never want to use it again. So this mainly, you don't ever use technology, you use dust instead. Then we have these guys. These guys are more of a yin-yang type people, where depending on what you do, you can, I don't know which one it is. Pearl? No. Battlefield. Shifting. This allows you to adopt a light or dark form. So it gives you special traits, either whatever one you pick here. And then the last one is from a DLC that I did not get. It's one of those DLCs that wasn't on sale at the time where I thought I would even want it. And all it does is add some more naval battle abilities and this faction, so it wasn't really worth that much for me. I've added a couple other ones as I played throughout the game, but we're going to play as just random. And just straight up just play as random. Everything else is fine. What I am going to do, I'm just going to quickly back, because I didn't change anything, and I'm going to increase the volume of the master volume. Because the opening cutscene, I hope it's not too loud. The opening cutscene was way too low at this volume, and I'm going to change it back to 15 because that's a good volume level, I believe at least. So I'm going to increase it. Yeah, you're fine there. And although it's a lot louder and you can barely hear me now, I want to get the cutscene in. So in other words, this game is just an absolute fantastic, like, fantasy fiction type game where you just conquer the world. It's after the Endless left the world, and there was a lot of like bad things that happened. Everybody was just, because they left, all the technology was just warped. It's as if after the Roman Empire fell, all of a sudden people went back to decades and decades and decades upon decades of technological advancements, and they didn't know how to do all that stuff anymore. And one of the major things is that they had created Titans back then. So what we want to do is we want to bring those guys back and bring them into the fights. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I got distracted at the worst time, right when this was going, so I had to just quickly go back and get right back into this scenario. So what I was talking about, and hopefully what we'll get, is a great start to this game. And the way that we can get a great start in this game is if we find a lot of anomalies nearby. And what the anomalies are, if once it gets into the game, they're little seashells that show up on the map. And what those seashells give you is a boost in one of the four main resources: food, industry, technology, and dust. And hopefully this cutscene is loud
coming. I am convinced. Now I must convince the others. We have seen the longer winters. We have felt the limits of the sharing. Our planet is changing. We must change with it. We must leave the forest. Start again. Explore and reach out. We must find new ways. Adapt. Learn. For if not, we will perish. And that will not happen while I wear the crown.
Alright, so we got a decent start with the elves. I've not played them before. Let me quickly turn these down all the way so that it's not a combination of massive headaches. Resume. Alright, so we started off as the elves. I have not played as the elves before. However, the basis around them is the same. It's just that they get a couple different empire bonuses or negatives depending on how they go. So, what I want to go through quickly, really quickly, is all these buttons right here, and then we can jump right into the game. So, the first one is the Empire Management screen. We have just treasury, approval rating, influence points. Get into these as they come. Of course, approval rating, if it's too low, you get rebellion. Makes sense. We have assimilated minor factions. Assimilated minor factions are, other than we have 8 people in this, other than the big 8, there's a lot of minor cities. And what these cities are, if you bring them to your side by either killing them and pairing them, or bribing them, or completing a quest for them, they come to your side and they become part of your quote-unquote empire. With that, you can assimilate up to 3 of them, or I think 4 for the dragon type empire. And with those, you can get bonuses that are given to them. When we get to this point, we're going to go through that again, but I just wanted a quick recap. You have strategic resources and luxury resources. These are, as you go throughout the game, you'll find some, and you can even activate some, and they'll give you bonuses to your empire, which will show up over here. Stockpiles is, you can always get food, and this is an empire plan where, if I go into simulate, I can't do that yet, alright. What it will do is it will give bonuses depending on how much influence points I put in. So influence is relatively important. Here are the empire bonuses and trade routes. The empire bonuses, Way of the Woodlands technologies unlocked. So this is the specific, quote unquote elf people bonus that we have here. We get terrain with forest from living towns during summer. Detect opponent armies in our empire, and then everything else is just game speed and everything. Alright, good. 1 down. This is the city's list limit. We don't even have a city, but it's pretty much like every other 4X game. Name, population, approval, hero, faction, all the resources you get from it, and all that stuff. This is where it gets a little bit different based on the game that you're playing. If you kind of compare it in the idea that you're going linearly this way, but you can always go back and do other technology. So if you base it off Civ 5, you get a little bit there, but it does differ in the fact that, say in Civ 5, you had to get like animal husbandry and then ports or something relative to that. In this game, it's a little bit different. In this one, you can click on any one of these. These are all the same level. However, it costs to get each one after your research one goes up. So it costs more every research you get. Also, when you try to get to the next era, it requires at least a certain amount of the previous technologies in the previous eras. So here we need 9 technologies in era 1 to get this stage. However, to get to 3, we'd probably need just 18 in any of these 2 to get to this one, and so on. I'll come back to here when we select what we want to do, but for now let's move on. This is the quest scene. Quest screen. Like I was talking about before, these are some of the minor factions may give you quests, or we have the faction quest itself as well as the main quest that you can do. Here's your Hero Academy. What you can do is you can restore, heal, inspect, unassign, dismiss, whatever you want with these ones, and you can even buy heroes at some point. But that will require for this tab, which we're not there yet. This is the military screen. We have our warriors, and there's a hero in charge of this band, and we have these 2 of our unit designs, and as we go on, we'll get more and more. Here's our diplomacy screen. Right now, we can see these guys because they have a special ability at the start of the game. They can see every person's starting position. Fantastic, and they're pretty much the quote-unquote peacekeepers of the entire world. Right here, what we have is unlocking the marketplace, but we need to have a technology for that. One of them is Mercenary Market, which will be able to get units and buy heroes. And the other one is Imperial Coinage, which will be able to spend resources or spend dust to get either one of the other. And the last one we have is Spying. And I don't know how much I'm going to do this. There's the Forgotten is a very good faction for this. I don't know how much I'm going to be doing this because I'm not the Forgotten. But anyway, so as I was saying before, we want to find these little tiny seashells, or fans, I guess, would be a better idea of what you have there. But I want to take my soldiers out of this army and replace the settlers, and I want to travel somewhere. I guess I'll travel to there. Or should I travel here? No, I'll travel here. So, like I was saying before, we can interact, or we want to have these shells, but with this army I can interact with these unspoiled ruins and possibly search and get something. Oh yay, 30 dust. Well, it's not exactly that great. Right, so let us try and make a city. So I'm going to go around here a little bit and hopefully find a place with a lot of different... Like, this place is good, but there's absolutely no technology. This is probably not the best starting place, it seems. Which is very unfortunate, because I'd wanted a good one. But it seems like this is the best I'm going to get. 15, 15, 9, 10, 20, yeah. Seems like this is going to be the best I'm going to get. And you want to usually try to get the city out as fast as you can. Very rarely do you want to wait a while. But I'm going to get no technology, which sucks. So much suckage. But it looks like this is the best. So, as you can see, the total output of the city will be, as shown on the screen, 20, 16, 6, and 10 happiness. And the more of these anomalies we get is good. So as you saw right here, instead of like Civ 5 where it has like a 3 radius and that's where you build, this one has regions. And so once you build a city, any city in a region, it will take over the entire region and no other faction can colonize this stuff anymore. Which is yay, 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 awesome. Now we have our city, and we want to start off with our city. So we have the basics of the city, and usually you want to just pump out like some of these first one, like Founders Memorial is just a great one to start at. It just gives you more of this, and yay, it's one of the best ones. Happiness right now, we're at 70% happiness, and depending on how happy the people are, we even get bonuses for, or happy or unhappy they are, we get bonuses for our resource output. Currently, we have 4 things we can build. We can build husbandry center, seed storage, sewer system, and we have our unit, which is a ranged unit. Currently, I should just go with this one. This one's more of a little bit of a future one because it costs a lot to upkeep, and we don't want to spend that much money. So I'm going to go probably this to this. Next, we finalize this, and what we need is 2 population at least to pop out some settlers. So we want to maybe build up our city a little bit to get to the point of maybe like 3-4 people in the city before we start popping out settlers, because what that will allow us to do is settle the nearby regions, but it will also decrease the population in it. And as you can see, we can move these guys around. Oops, didn't want that. To like one of the other ones. So now we're at 24, but if I move them over here, now we're at 19, and this went up to 23, whereas that went up to 5, and up to 27, and so on. Right now, we'll put that on there because that will just get me to the next level no matter what, and this will increase the speed of this a little bit. Technology, and the final one is technology. So we already have these 2, which is very good. However, I want to get the basics for the other stuff. So this one and the empowerment. These are the 2 basic, or pretty much the 4 basic resources that you get out of it, plus this one. Yeah, this one. These are the basic pumping out everything that you can get for all the resources. Now, the last one that I'm probably looking really forward to is this one, because we will have a titanium in our city, or in our province, and we also may even get glass steel. And what these things do is that they'll be able to upgrade our weapons, or, like I said before, if we have strategic resources, we'd be able to get a better system in general. Actually, I don't know if it works for those. I'm going to start... Oh, right, I forgot. Cancel all this stuff. This is the first one you get. Pretty much always is the first one you get. Oh god, Oh god, I needed to... I need to put it in research instead. This allows us to parlay with other empires, or even the minor factions. So after this, we do this. This one? No, this one. And this one. Alright, that's good for now. Yep. So we did that. I need to switch you. You shitty city. But anyway, here is the lovely titanium deposit, which we'll definitely want to expand at some point. However, we don't have any possibilities to maneuver anymore. All of our units can't move. Wait. Oh god, you... Yeah, join you. I don't know why you weren't joined up, but anyway. There's a lot of these camps or ruins, and they're the exact same thing as ruins in Civ 5. They give you bonuses, and the first time you get it, you get bonuses compared to other people who might get it before you. And I'll end the turn here. And there's also a research that will allow you to renew all of them as well. So these are the main quests for whatever faction you are starting at as. And I'm not going to read this because it's a lot, and that would take up most of the episodes. If you want me to read these, I'll be glad to read them, but most of the time you can just pause and read it yourself. But the summary is time to explore and learn. Search ancient sites for whatever knowledge. And oh, well, wonderful. I already searched one. But anyway, explore the map and get 4 runes, and we get 15 glass steel. Well, that's pretty easy. I just walk over to here, and I get my second one. So the Maribond is the name of the place that we are currently in. Ooh, 5 titanium. And we can't do anything this round either. It's a very lackluster start. But the population has grown. And I need to keep putting them in science because you guys suck. These are districts. It's a little bit different from Civ 5, so instead of the 3 expanding, what you can do is you can build districts, and they'll expand what you can do. So if I go like this, if I place one here, I can expand to these 3, and I get an additional output of 5 food and 7 industry. And the same thing goes wherever I put it. Although once again, unfortunately, no science. This place is really science bare, it seems. Wow, yeah, there's like nothing here. I'm disappointed in this start. Anyway, it's not horrible. We'll survive. But yes, let's continue. This research should technically be finished next turn, yep. And then we'll start working on more production, more money, and more science, and so on. So what I find fantastic is it really does do a very good job of balancing everything in this game. There's very little I have really, like, dislike about it. I guess one of the things I could is the starting is very, very, very random. Like, the fact that I found 2 anomalies is already something, like, pretty damn decent. Whereas, sometimes you can find, like, 6 in the same place, and you're like, holy crap, this is the best start ever. Yes, please. I wasn't going to subject you to 150. Oh, of course. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Holy crap, look at that, 18. Oh my god. Not as food heavy, that's for certain, but this is such a good start. Oh, I hate you so much. Oh, there's no dust here, though. I would have taken that in a heartbeat, though. Oh, I'm so mad. That is so much better. But we're surrounded by a lot of water. Anyway, we just finished... Well, it shows up here? No, where does it show up? I forgot where it showed up. Ah, here. Yep, so we just finished the Founders thing. So we get a lot more extra stuff coming in. We didn't finish this? We should have finished this. We did finish it. Did I just dismiss it without looking? I probably did. We finished that, so now we can talk to minor factions and to other factions as well. So let's continue with what we're doing here. I guess I might as well do this. I want to expand to some... there's nothing around here. There's like nothing. I might as well do this. It's a little bit more even split. But anyway, let's continue. Oh. Ah, population is going to 3. Nice. Oh, there we go. Minor faction discovered. 2 minor factions discovered. Alright, so now I can parlay with them. What's this over here? Oh, more science. All of the science was put over on the southern side of this entire place. The northern side got shafted. Hopefully I can colonize one of the neighboring ones and I can place one with a lot of science, because science is needed. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.